Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, and we are at the Island. We're at the Grand Hotel right now, and this is where the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce has their annual policy conference. And so we're up here grabbing the important people out of the crowd. Yeah, Maureen, good to have you here. How are
Good
you?
morning. I am great. How are you?
Oh, this is like kind of a holiday, really, up here for us. I mean, all these people that we want to talk to, and
Everyone you want to talk to. It's amazing.
it is.
I had a schedule yesterday that had maybe 10 or 12 things, but I probably had 10 or 12 equally important meetings that weren't on the schedule.
Yeah.
That's what this is about.
Oh, it really is. And I
Mhm.
wish we had more time to go network.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
many
you're
others.
here.
That's
Mhm.
exactly right. Of course, Maureen is the CEO of the Detroit Regional Partnership.
Partnership,
So
yes.
let's explain to everybody what that is.
Represents the city of Detroit in the 11 county region, 5.5 million residents. We market, grow, and support the region by working to bring new investment and jobs to our region from around the world. We look for the most innovative companies that need our assets, need our talent, and we go get them.
Okay, so how will we fare on that? Because you're not the only one in that race.
Absolutely. We have a lot of competition. And I think if you've heard, as you've heard at the conference, we always have to be looking at the competition to see what they're doing. And it's not just incentives that gets caught up in, oh, it's incentive. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
The southern states throw cash at companies that we don't have,
Right.
but it's really having the right talent, having the right culture, having the right communities to support business growth. And we do well
Yeah.
in that, which is why we're at the Detroit Regional Partnership. We're making our metrics. We are exceeding our goals on jobs and investment, but it doesn't mean we don't work hard every single day to do that.
Tom Kelly is following you. We're going to
Mhm.
interview him. Your footprint is almost the same as his.
Yep,
Yeah. So
yep.
you guys must do some
We
collaborating.
work together. Absolutely. Actually, they're working on a study with us right now.
Oh.
So, and Tom is this way too. Automation always been this way. We do things very much strategically, data driven, and that's how we do our work to work around the world, but also how we inform companies about the opportunities here. And we always are looking ahead. What are future trends for innovation for companies? What does talent need to be aware of?
Yeah.
And what does our whole community need to be aware of that is happening going forward? So we can think ahead, not work behind.
When you're out there recruiting those big companies, there's a few things that come into play. And one of them is, do you have shovel ready big spaces? And there's
Yep.
been a little bit of resistance to that around the state. And
There is. We have 348 cities, villages, and townships in our region. And it's from the city of Detroit to very rural townships.
yeah,
And so, what we tell communities is the first thing we're going to do is ask you if you want development. If you don't, we respect that. We're never going to force a project. We're not going to bring a project to you
Yeah.
if you don't tell us first we're interested.
Yeah.
And we are just about to launch a community playbook that will help communities that have not been in the business of economic development to understand what does it take to be best practice.
yeah.
So
It's
that'll
a-
be launched in July. Sorry, didn't mean to
All right.
interrupt.
So, no, the other thing, of course, lately are the data centers, right?
Yeah, every day I'm in a conversation or five about them.
I
Mhm.
bet it's a big topic up here as well.
It is. It is.
And I guess the education process that has to go with that, because there's so much misinformation out there.
It's really incredible where some of it comes from or what it's based on. Here's the thing, Michigan is a little late to the game on data centers compared to other states like Virginia, Texas, Louisiana, for instance. But when you're a little late to the game, you can learn from the mistakes of other areas.
Yeah.
So, and the data centers have learned as well. So they've developed now the closed loop system on water. So they're not using the water consumption that they did in the past. And I tell this stat and people kind of look at me but here's a very true stat. Data centers use less water than a golf course.
Hey, easy with the golf course stuff, okay?
Hey, we love our golf courses here in Pierre, Michigan, right? Nothing against them.
And they
but
throw off less methane than cows.
It's,
So-
but it's that kind of
No,
information.
you're right. Yes.
And so what we try to do, once again, we're data forward, data driven. Here's the facts. If you're interested, here's what it'll do for your community.
Yeah.
The tax revenue is enormous.
Yeah.
And so many communities, when we talk about the state budget, which has issues, as we all know, a whole separate conversation, we also have to talk about the revenue side.
Yeah.
Where are we going to get more revenue?
Yeah.
And that's what economic development brings. It's something you can invest in that generates more revenue for your community.
You're absolutely right. And it's interesting when you talk about buying online. I always say to my wife, we're going to go uptown someday, and the 4 little stores are going to be closed. You know what I mean? So
It's
where does the
supporting,
tax base
yeah,
come from?
exactly.
Yeah.
And when you support local, when we do that locally, we are generating, whether it's a small little boutique shop or a data center,
Yeah.
generating revenue that goes back into our communities, that pays for our schools, that pays for community amenities that we all want.
Police, fire, all those crazy things.
Infrastructure,
Yeah,
better roads,
yeah.
fill in the potholes, whatever. That has to be paid for. And we need to have not just a spend conversation, but a revenue conversation.
Well, Maureen Donohue Krauss, it is always good to spend time with you.
It's
Keep up the
great to
good
be
work.
here. Thank you. We're still having fun. We have a great product to sell.
There you go. Okay, she's the CEO of the Detroit Region Partnership, and I am Chris Holman. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network, coming to you from the Grand Hotel. We're up here for the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce's annual policy conference.